Have you ever confronted a situation with your boss where you wanted a salary rise and your boss denies? Or have you ever confronted a situation with your spouse where you wanted to buy a big flat TV screen but your better half wants a big cozy sofa and you lost it? Or have you ever come across a situation with your business associate regarding the price negotiations and you lost it? Good morning, everyone. If these situations applies to you, well, I think it's time to brush up your negotiation skills. So how does this negotiation process occur? Before I tell about the negotiation process, there are 3 types of negotiations that can happen. One is a win-win, the other is a win-lose, and third is lose-lose. I think you know the meaning of every type of negotiation, what's happening. Win-win is you both win, come to an agreement, and you both benefit out of the negotiation. Or a win-lose is one party wins at the expense of the other's party. One loses and one wins. And the lose-lose is the worst of all, where there is an agreement, but both of them will lose something. So the best type of negotiation that can always happen is a win-win negotiation. So having understood the types of negotiations, let's try to understand how to make that happen. Let me tell you why it's important. I can see that some of you here are part of multinational companies like ABB, I guess, Ericsson, IBM. You've been a part of IBM. You should have noticed that many of the multinational companies, they have a separate team for negotiations. Because any multi-million-dollar deals, if they even save a few percentages, like quite a big money. So they always have a big negotiating team. But why do you think they have a small negotiating team working 24/7? It's because there's a lot of research and homework to be done on any negotiations. Let me tell you why. The first thing to be considered in any negotiation is to clearly understand what your needs are, what you clearly need and what you clearly want. For example, if you wanted a salary raise because you've been paid the same salary for a long time and there has been inflation and your children are growing up and you have to pay a lot, and that's why you wanted a salary raise. So you have to be crystal clear on why you want a salary raise. Or you wanted a flat TV screen because you've been watching TV in a small size TV for a long time. So are you able to frame the sentence that I want this because of so and so and so? So you have to be so crystal clear of what your needs are at the beginning. Once you understand what your needs are, you have to go to the next party. What does the other party want or need? For example, in the same example, your boss is denying you a salary raise because the company is in a troublesome state. They don't have much profits. So if you have clearly understood what the other party wants, now the boss wants a good profits for the company. So that's what his boss needs are. So have you ever, the most important thing is to understand the other party's needs as well. And once you have understood your needs and the other party's needs, the next one is to generate more options on helping to solve the issue. For example, you might offer a solution or an idea to your boss that, okay, since the company is running at a loss or the profits are not enough, let's try to understand how we can improve the profits of the company. So you can say that, okay, let me work for some more time, or let me try to get some more business for the company. In return, do you offer this salary raise for me? So in that way, you always help the other party and also you benefit. So in the negotiating process, it's always important that you first give and then take. Not take and then give. First give and then take. And the other important thing is to consider is always to have the other person to make the other person feel that he or she is always benefiting out of this process. He or she has to always feel that he is getting something in return. And the other small tips to consider in negotiating process is initial icebreaker. You have to make a friendly contact in the beginning. You cannot say, hey, I wanted this, I'm going to give you this. No, it doesn't work at all. The first thing is to have a friendly rapport to be established between you and the other party. And always using a lot of I statements, saying that I wanted to offer you this. I have an idea for this. I think that will make you more personalized and the other party feels good about it. And these are some of the few tips which you can always consider when you are negotiating. So that having been the negotiating process and how to do it, I hope you have understood how a negotiating process occurs, and let's see how these things are applied in an actual role play. And here comes Nazim, who is going to represent her own company, and I'm going to be a student. I'm going to start a company, and I'm going to approach her for a film development, for a promotional video or product explainer video for my company, and I want to negotiate the price. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, we have very little time. Normally it wouldn't take 5 minutes. But we'll see what we can do.
So, Sandeep. I'm a student right now, studying masters in KTH, and this summer I'm planning for a startup. And I wanted to promote my company or explain the features or the services of my company by small promotional videos, so that people get to understand about my products and services easily. And I made a quick Google search, and QL Film Development appeared, and I saw your company's details and came across your name, and so I'm contacting you right now. So I wanted to understand how you charge for the whole process.
Normally I have a fixed price, which depends on the quality level that you want. So say, how long is the film going to be, what camera quality do you want, music, etc.
Yes, so it's going to be like maximum of 2 minutes, not more than 2 minutes. I have to explain everything. My startup is about like helping companies to design new products, and my specialty is going to be product design. And the companies which I am going to help is like more consumer-oriented companies. And in that way, I wanted to know how exactly you charge for it.
Well, you're lucky because I have a background as a management consultant, so you'll get help to target the audience, and you'll get a script. And so that takes a couple of hours to go through with you, and a couple of hours to write, so I'm pretty fast.
But how much do you think is the average price? How much do you charge for that?
Well, as I say, a good video would be about 20,000.
Okay, so for the 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's not about the time, it's about, how many cuts do you have, is it like one location where we record the whole thing, how much time do you need to, for example, if you're going to speak on the film, how well do you do it, how many retakes do we need, etc.
Okay, so on average on the clients which you have done so far, it's like 20,000 kroners.
That's a low fee. For a bigger company I would charge more, but between 30 and 50.
Okay.
But, I can't try to keep the price down.
Yes, I understand that. Even I have also looked at many other options apart from the film, like storyboard animation and normal 3D animations and stuff like that. But I feel this to be like quite normal, averagely priced kind of a product. But I have an interesting proposition for you. Well, the one thing to understand here is that I'm a student. I have not been earning, and my budget was somewhere close to 5,000 kroners. And but I have a nice, interesting proposition for you. I have seen that you've been concentrating more on the companies recently, and you're trying to promote your company in a big way. And I have a friend who is searching for a company who's making videos like that, and he wants to make a 10-minute long video, which his budget is somewhere close to 100,000 kroners.
Okay.
And that's I think it's going to be a big deal for you.
Ah.
And if at all I can help you connect with the person, it's going to be like a big breakthrough for you, because that's a very famous company.
Yeah.
And you can also get promoted.
Yeah.
And in return, you can offer me the discount which I wanted and at the wanted price.
Well, that sounds of course interesting, but I mean it's still a lot of work for me to do. So that would take a lot of hours from other, So if it pays 100,000, that means I'm probably bringing in a team of people. So that I wouldn't get all the 100,000.
Okay.
There would be other people getting a lot of the money.
Okay.
And I would still be putting in a lot of hours for a film
Okay.
like that. That's why it's 100,000.
What kind of people are you looking for? Is it like the people who work on the music, on the animations, on the editing program, or camera, or stuff like that?
What I could give you is a kickback on that sale. So if I actually got it, you could you could do this, that you paid me the value of the video and the time that I put in, and I give you a sales kickback if you get me that deal for 100,000.
Yes, exactly.
So for example, if you would give me, a really good deal would be if you got 15%. But then you really have to do some work for me. You have to get a meeting for me.
That sounds really good. I really appreciate you for that, because I have a camera. You don't have to rent a camera, but you can use my camera to record it. And I have some of my friends who could work on the music and the background programs, and I can bring in some people for that, so that you might not have to spend a lot of time and a lot of things for that. But the only thing what I wanted from you is your planning and the script, which you can of course charge whatever is the standard price for that. And
there's always the possibility also, if for example you couldn't get me that deal, that we could do the deal that I do the film producing stuff, and that you have other people who actually do the production, for example. So I could help you with the script, the film idea, and the planning.
Exactly. So in that case, we could help. I mean, I can bring in my friends who are interested in film production and stuff like that, and you could charge the money which you are spending, the time you are spending.
Yeah, the film production thing, and then I could give guidance to them, and they could do the work, for example.
Exactly. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
That sounds really well. So let me try to make a call to my friend, and first let's see if the deal works. And if at all, if that deal works, I think it's going to be a breakthrough for you, and I could also get in something in return.
Yeah, that's great.
That really good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
We win.
Yeah. So the informal discussion. How did you feel? Did you really feel you got something in return, or at least there will be something in return for you in the negotiation?
Well, I think that the big thing is that a lot of people say things like, "I can get you this, but they can't." So that, of course, that's the risky part of it. That's why I didn't want to say, yes, I do this, and you'll get this for a really low price, because in all likelihood, it's just a friend that doesn't want anything. And you just say, but can you please meet her for my sake, but he's not really interested, and then there would be no deal. But if it was true, then it would have a big value for me. So then it would be, more interesting for me to give you a big kickback for a real deal than some things that probably never will happen. But then also it was good, this part of, okay, I can't pay the full price, but I can do some of the work myself. That's also a good deal with smaller companies. Not say, okay, can I get something for nothing? Can you please charge a third of your price? That because I have to live too.
True.
Yeah. So that was good. I felt that's a good discussion, that you also show that you understand that my time is also valuable, because sometimes when people negotiate with me, they are really crazy. They think that they can ask for anything, so they still already have a really low price, and say, can you please have a photo shoot also when we meet next time? It's like, what? That's a value of several thousands of expert also, not thinking at all about me, but you did. So then that's a good negotiating position. where I even felt now I'm giving them too much even again, but because you motivated me, so I thought, okay, I can teach them to do the job, but that would take my time also, but probably make you really happy. So, but if you just gone, please just give it to me for a third of the price, it would be like,
No way.